All right. We're live.
All right.
How's it going?
I just want to throw out that you guys might not see it, but Russell's asleep.
Yeah, I was like 5
He's
minutes
actually asleep.
It was wild. It was wild.
Super crazy.
It was
Passed out.
It's the craziest thing. I was laying there asleep. And you called, and I was like, oh, fuck.
We have a podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I've had some weird hours lately, so trying to adjust pretty quick has been kind of tough.
You got a long,
I'm here.
2 weeks probably?
Week and a half, yeah.
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 You haven't, I don't feel like you've been home.
No, I've been in Kansas.
Yeah.
Straight 2 weeks.
Yep.
Or a week and a half. It sucks.
And now you're about to go out of town again, right?
Yeah. So I'm just home for like the weekend, and then I go finish Kansas, and then I do Nebraska and Iowa.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I have to try some virtual podcast.
Yeah, we're
See
gonna.
how
Dude,
that
the
thing
thing is, out there, I have absolutely
you don't
no
have any
internet.
fucking service.
Oh, dude,
None.
I watch all I've been watching is Alex Jones Infowars because it's all I can pick up on the antenna. Like I have almost no internet until I get back into Wichita.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I got sucked into buying this shirt. That's he sold me, man. I got sucked in, but the dude's an entertainer. I'll give him that. Yeah, he's wild.
Will you have service in not Kansas? Do you think?
Yeah,
Like when
well,
you
I'll
go
be
to
staying in
Iowa and stuff?
hotels there. The only reason I'm not is because I'm staying at the guy I'm working for. I'm staying out at his compound, and which is 45 minutes outside of Wichita.
Yeah, which
And
is nothing
so-
out there.
Oh, dude, there's so much nothing.
Cell phone towers don't exist.
Dude, it's wild. I don't even know what exists out there.
Yeah,
It's
nothing.
just it's nothing.
Grass.
Windmills,
Grass and windmills.
grass. Dude,
And one subway.
The wind would just wake me up because it was blowing so fucking hard all the time. It's wild. I've never seen anything like it.
There's a nice, subway connected to a gas station right outside of there. It's about the only thing to eat in the whole entire area.
A gas station combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
If I want to eat anything, you're 45 minutes from anywhere. There's a gas station, but it just has gas. It's one of those places like there's not even an attendant. It's just there because it's as far as you can go.
I
before you
think
get to another one.
the gas station that has the subway is in it's
Are you
past
talking about on the
Wichita,
way to Kansas City or on the way to Denver?
Colorado? Yeah,
Yeah, that's in Russell.
Russell.
That's the one I always go to.
There's nothing else to fucking eat,
Dude, well-
you won't be able to eat for another 4 hours.
The only reason I know that one is because that's the only private bathroom between here and there, and I can't piss or shit in a public bathroom.
Yeah.
So I know that one you're talking
Yeah.
about because it has a private single stall bathroom where you lock the door.
Yep.
That's it. And I saw it, and it's in my town. It's perfect.
Yeah. Because I used to stop there all the time because whenever I was going to Colorado or coming back here, I would always stop there because it was like, okay, I'm not going to
landmark,
eat
dude.
for another fucking 4 hours.
Yeah.
So, either way, I guess it would be closer if you went to Wichita. But by the time that you got done driving through Colorado and then driving through Kansas, you're going to be hungry by the time
crazy how much
you
in
get there.
Kansas there's just nothing.
No.
Because it's like north to south. Like you're going down 70, all right? You think like that's the most populated area for most of that. Wichita is south. It's it's probably 2 hours south of I-70 that runs across. And so you are just fucked if you want anything. Like pack a bag, dude.
Yeah.
You're done.
And it's like, the bad thing is too, it's like amazing whenever you hit I think Colorado and you see that first fucking petrol.
Oh, dude,
It's
a
like
gas station is
the
such
best
a
thing in
sight.
the world.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna go eat a slice of cheese and some sunflower seeds,
Yeah.
and it's gonna change my life.
Yeah, it's fucking
gonna be
amazing.
good.
I used to stop there all the time, every single time actually, because I would always need gas right there too. But yeah, I wouldn't want to work in Kansas. And I know I know you're making money. I know you're staying busy. So
it's killer. It was the best money I ever made in my life. But
Yeah.
god damn it, sometimes there's just towns where this sucks. There's Burton, Kansas, which is fucking nothing. And I'm driving in this Focus of my mom's because I didn't want to pay shitloads of money in gas. I mean, I drove 3,000 miles in the last 2 weeks, so it's like I'm gonna get. If I have the opportunity, I'm gonna drive something that gets a little better mileage than my Hemi. Yeah. So I hop in that, but the door doesn't work, and so I hopped out to look something, and I shut the door, and I left. I like locked the door, like with the engine running, and it's like 2:30, and I'm in Burton, Kansas. And you can't even see you can see the Milky Way. Like, that's how far away from civilization. You can see intergalactic shit. You see the universe. And I'm out there and I'm like, well, fuck. Because it's closed down. There's nobody out there. There's nobody driving by. It's 2:30 in the morning. And I'm just sitting there like, fuck. What the fuck am I going to do? The car's running. I had nothing. And I'm sitting there. I did have the trunk open, luckily, so I had this wire, and I was like jamming it down the door, doing whatever I could to do something, and then a sheriff comes up. He's like, hey, what the hell's going on here? And I go, hey.
Hey, guy.
Yeah, I know this looks
I'm
weird.
glad you're here.
Dude, am I glad to see you? Yeah. He wasn't as happy to see me, but I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and my keys are locked in my car. You think he can help me? He's like, I guess. And so he pops out like this like burglar kit. And he's like, all right. And he wedges the door open, blows it up, all that, shoves this rod in there and opens the door. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And he's like, but he pulled out all like this tactical shit too. He's like, what kind of SWAT shit are you getting into in Kansas?
The middle of bumfuck all.
Yeah. Yeah, he was pulling out body armor. He had some loose ARs back there and shit. And I was like, oh, what's going on? But yeah,
there's not even anyone to kill or rob out there. I mean, there's literally
there's nothing.
There's a zero crime rate.
Yeah,
it's the only place in the world.
It's utopia, dude. It's the best place in the world.
Yeah, like you can see everything out there because there's.
Where are you gonna run, dude?
Yeah,
you could put a scope on somewhere.
Fucking grass field.
Yeah, dude. Especially this time of year, like the crops are at your ankles. Like, yeah, you can run 100 miles if you want, but they can still shoot you down.
Yep.
But yeah, so that was about as bad as it got. I'm wearing these big headphones. Usually people come up and talk to me, and I really don't like that because everybody's got the same jokes as I'm like painting. They're like, hey, you missed a spot, pointing their truck. That's like a piece of shit. And I'm like,
oh, you're fine. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't heard that 30 times today. But now I just pretend not to hear about anybody. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
The homeless people stay away. Usually I'd have to fucking hang out with them a lot, but I just pretend not to hear them now. God damn. There's one guy last year that followed me around. It was like a 10 pound. It was a big gas station, and he just followed me around, asking me advice for painting his bicycle. Yeah,
yeah.
He's dumb.
You go to Walmart.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
this thing's called spray paint.
Dude, I'm
spray paint, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what I told him. He's like, well, I was just thinking like maybe I need to rough it up or something. I said, yeah, all right, fine. Maybe some sandpaper.
Have at it.
It's like I thought that's the end of the conversation. Like, you got the information you needed from this, and then he started telling me he was a veteran, and then showed me like his ID that he was a veteran. I was like, dude, I wasn't really questioning you. Like, sure you're fine. Thank you for your service, dude. I'm doubting you now that you are showing me your shit.
Yeah,
but no, other than that, it's been all right.
It's good at least. Like I said, at least you're making money and staying busy. So
yeah. Well, and
that's a good thing.
Yeah, so it's like I'll work 16 to 20 hour days, and then come home, sleep a little bit, and then head back out, which kind of blows, but at the same time,
making good money,
stupid money, but new chair money.
Yeah,
I got new chair money.
Look at these bitches.
Fake leather. You see that?
Damn, boy.
They're all right.
Russell picked him up at the old Wally World earlier.
Yeah.
Sent the Snapchat video and everything.
I did. It was worth it.
It was worth it.
It was. I don't regret it.
See, a lot of these people won't know how fucking hard those chairs were that we've been sitting in for 4 months.
It's funny. I got a museum of like the evolution of chairs through this podcast. Yeah. So I've got these old folding chairs from like, I'm sure everybody's grandma has one because I know both mine did, and it's like a table that it's like a compact little deal, I don't know where they used to sell them, but you'd slide these chairs inside the table, and then it would all fold up into this little unit thing.
Yeah.
Well, I had a couple of those, ran through the first ones, then I still had these left over. And so they're uncomfortable as hell. Well, then I upgraded to some other hard-ass chairs. So it wasn't that much of an upgrade. And
some solid hardwood.
Yeah. They didn't have
instead
slits.
of slitted.
Yeah, they didn't have slits in them. And so, so we're slowly moving up. It's been nice.
Those are basically... Dude, the most uncomfortable lawn chairs.
It's like if you've seen The Patriot. It's like the chair he was trying to make in The Patriot. Is what we
that one is probably actually more comfortable.
Oh yeah, dude. I'd rather fall on my ass in that chair than have to sit in those much longer. And then those were fine. And then James brought one, but it's too damn tall for anybody else.
Seeing how we're all over 6 foot.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm not using that. So, and then finally, I have all this shit, and finally I broke down and bought some fucking chairs after years.
Worth it.
That was very worth it. I'm regretting taking so long.
Yeah, because a lot of time when we would do like, an hour and a half, 2 hour podcast, I was fucking miserable.
I was squirming my ass.
And we never showed it.
No, we're professionals.
We never showed the pain.
Yeah, we played the pain. Yeah, we played through the pain.
We've definitely sat through some painful episodes.
Dude, just look at, honestly, every episode to this point, we've just sat in the hardest fucking chair possible.
Yeah. And really, some of those episodes, too, I think it was actually worse for me. Like when it was you and James and you guys got drunk as shit off Malort. You probably didn't even feel the chairs anymore, but that was like a 2.5 hour fucking episode.
It was. You probably heard.
And I was just hurting. Fuck the Malort. Fuck these chairs. Fuck both of you.
Fuck everyone. Fuck everything.
I'm ready to go home.
This shit sucks.
I want to go home, man.
Yeah, that's true. The longer ones have always been drinking ones, because then we did the Vortex. That was a over 3 hour episode.
That one was?
Yeah, that was 3.5 hours.
No.
We're going to look it up.
3.5 hours?
3 hour and 20 minutes, I think.
Holy fuck. I don't even remember that shit.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And it wasn't because I was drunk. That's just, I did not know that it was that long.
Oh, I'm sure you had to have known. Let's see here. God damn it. Let's see. Vortex Boys. Yeah, that was
holy
3 hours and 10 minutes. But I will admit, though, about 2 hours of that was grilling.
Yeah.
was grilling Dimitri getting his life together.
I was just obsessed with how much swag I had that day.
No, it's a good look.
That's a whole bunch of swag.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Bucket hat and everything. That's pretty legit.
I've been trying to find those, by the way.
I got that one
it's
at the mall.
It's not the easiest thing in the world.
They had a bunch at, what was that, Tilly's?
Yeah.
Maybe. I know that's at the mall. I'm trying to, it's just down the street
right by Zoomies.
Yeah. Zoomies, Tilly's. Yeah, it's
same. This isn't one of those skateboarding
stores.
It's
one of the skateboard shops. Yeah, it's they're nice. They're coming back. I'm telling you. There's a whole style.
So before that episode, I have never put a bucket hat on my head.
You're too young.
Ever.
I put a young man's. See, back in the day,
dude. But that's the thing, though, is that even things that are back in the day.
Dude, back in the day, people put fishing lures on that shit. That was a fishing hat.
Yeah, I know. I've seen those. Trust me, I've definitely seen quite a few pairs of those, actually. But, I mean, I have fucking velvet hoodies.
It'd look good with a bucket.
I know. That's what I've been trying to find. I'm trying to, you know the blue, like that weird blue, like turquoise almost, like velvet hoodie that I have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to find one that matches that because I figured that was like
You try Amazon? What?
That's perfecto.
Surely it can't be that hard to find.
I've been trying to find them here because I don't want to fucking order
guy.
Yeah, I don't want to order.
Brick and mortar guy. Okay, support.
I'll order a lot of other shit, but bucket hats, I'd rather just find them
here. That's the one thing holding you back, huh?
Yeah, like. Because
they had a wall of bucket hats there. You ought to go check it out.
I didn't go into Tilly's. Well, I went in everywhere else besides there.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. I think I actually saw them from out as I was walking by, and that's. I don't even think I made it 10 steps into the store.
Yeah,
I saw that and I said, "All right, shit, I need that. I need a bucket hat."
Yeah. Speaking of clothing, man, like, so for the past couple weeks, I've been reselling shoes.
Oh yeah,
because the market's fucking crazy right now.
Yeah, might as well.
At first, it was okay. Now it's getting better, but like I'm actually starting to like make money, and that's a good thing, you know, because just like, I mean, for me, it's just extra like side money. Well, shit, and honestly, it's fun. Like,
now, do you reinvest that? Do you buy more shoes?
I just put that straight back into more shoes. So now I have like, you know, because the biggest thing was like I didn't want to like, you know, keep pulling money out of my paychecks to invest into shoes. So
right,
I started with like a cheaper pair of shoes, and then like I made like I think like $10 off that pair of shoes. So I was like, all right, cool. So you know, and then I bought another pair of shoes. I think I made like $20, and then another pair of shoes. I ended up making like $5. Like, and I thought I was gonna make way more off like that third pair that I sold, and I sold them for like $5 more than what I paid for them. But I was like, hey, it's money, you know, and you're getting your money back plus $5. So it's like,
it's still
it's a quick process.
Profit.
Like, it's just
most things when you buy them, you lose money. So
and like I haven't lost any money yet, which is good. It's definitely a good thing. But now it's like I've finally found shoes for like good deals, and then, you know, I'm actually able to like sell them now. So and make money. But the thing about clothing is, have you seen anything about like vintage clothing? Like,
as far as like news, I don't fucking know. I don't think so.
So like vintage clothing is shit you could probably honestly find in like at your mom's house. Okay. Like, people are paying so much fucking money for like old Harley Davidson shirts, like old like Michael Jordan shirts, like all these old like vintage style things. Do you remember No Fear?
No.
It's like a really, really shitty, terrible fucking clothing brand. I got a lot of
South Pole stuff. Is that?
That's not in yet.
No,
no, that's not in yet.
So just hang on to that.
Yeah, just hang on to it. It'll probably come back.
Yeah, it'll come back around.
But it's like, dude, I've been like, you know, of course, since like paying attention to sneakers and stuff like that. Like, I'm watching people that like are constantly buying sneakers and like there's resellers and stuff. But now there's this huge fucking demand for all these vintage clothing items, like vintage pants, vintage fucking shirts, like all sorts of shit. Like, and it's expensive as hell. Like a lot of those like older Harley Davidson shirts, and like I said, like the older Michael Jordan shirts, and what are some other ones? Oh, like the older like spray painted NASCAR shirts.
Dude, I do love those.
The fucking 80s.
Dude, the Intimidator, like some Dale Earnhardt shit.
Yeah, those are literally going for like 150 plus right now. Like, just crazy. It's fucking insane.
Is it mainly sports related stuff?
No, it's like the big brands right now is like
age, like if it has a certain
so it's like
date
70s, 80s, you know, stuff like that. But it's like any of those shirts that are still in like good condition are, you know, like the popular brands are like No Fear, like any sort of like NBA, NFL, NASCAR, like some like older like bands, like, you know, really old like vintage bands or whatever. Like all of their shirts are like insanely expensive. And it's like, that's cool that they're back, but at the same time, like when you actually look at it, they're actually terrible shirts.
Yeah.
Like they were really bad shirts.
Design wise?
Yeah. They're absolutely horrible. People brung it back, and now people all around the fucking world want these vintage clothing. But and that's the thing is, like, I don't know how long that market's going to last, because like how many pieces of vintage clothing are still out there?
Well, that would just make it more valuable.
Exactly.
Though.
And that's why they're selling for so much. But it's one of those things where it's like, eventually I feel like that market is going to run out of like new things to sell. So if people are like solely relying on selling vintage clothing,
well, at that point, I don't think how old it is. If you could counterfeit that shit, make new old.
And I think that's what some people have done. And those are like, you know, $80, $90 or whatever. Like they're just taking like these old shirts and then basically printing them and then putting them back on a new shirt, because like some of these I'm like, dude, that's not from the 70s. Like,
it's too nice. Yeah.
And at the same time, it's like, you know, now they're like, you know, the bigger shirts are in style, like, you know, almost like fucking tall tees with, you know, stuff on them now.
Oh,
like
dude,
that's
tall tees are coming
fit.
back.
Like, I mean, that's basically like the fit that people are wearing.
You're telling me my South Pole shit isn't worse yet.
Yeah,
with tall tees are back.
Not yet.
Okay.
It's crazy. Like, just looking into that stuff, and I'm like, God damn, man. Like, people are paying buku fucking money for a vintage shirt. like, and pants. Like, just it's
That's
fucking crazy.
A whole world.
Yeah,
that whole resale market.
Yeah, especially like now the shoe market's always been big.
Right,
it's always been big. Yeah. Like Jordans, everything like that. Like all the Jordans have always been like just this crazy sought after shoe, and they still are. But the thing is with shoes now is that the Nike Dunks are the most popular shoe by far. Like they've taken over Jordan sales basically. And the reason why is because it's basically brand. Like almost like it's almost like a retro 1 Jordan, but it's low top. They have high top too, but it's like almost like a retro
Air Force
Jordan.
Ones, right?
It's pretty close, like the retro ones. It's like if you look at a pair of those,
because of the versatility.
Yeah, it's like they make like all these awesome colors, and like these shoes have completely taken over the shoe market, completely. Like
the
these
vintage ones or just
no, these aren't even vintage. This is just like the Dunks have exploded in the past couple of years. So like it's crazy. Like these shoes, when they come out and they're on retail, they're $100. And most of these shoes, like if you go back up to those blue and white ones,
these or these,
the ones you first clicked on.
These,
yeah. So that was $100 shoe when it first came out, and now they're like $300 or $400. Like it's just crazy. And the reason why is because it all makes sense, right?
It does make it make sense.
Because like I said, look up a pair of let's just do like retro ones.
Nikes?
Yeah. Just type in like Jordan retro ones. I guess yeah.
I guess I said
so
that
it's
right.
Like
so it's the same shoe, right? But a high top?
It's very close, right? I mean, even the Nike Dunks make a high top.
Yeah,
so when
that
you
would
put
be the
those
same
shoes next to each other, they're completely almost the exact fucking same. But the fact that it doesn't say Jordan on it, it's a completely different shoe. Michael Jordan can't do anything about it. And it's just one of those things where it's like those shoes, like I said, when they come out, they're $100. When a Jordan comes out, like when a retro 1 Jordan comes out, they're $190.
Is it a set of Gatorade shoe?
No. Yeah. Maybe.
It's got a little Gatorade thing on it. It's a Jordan.
Yeah.
But it's got a little Gatorade thing.
But it's like that shoe is so similar. And when they first come out, they're cheaper than retro 1 Jordans.
So in theory, it's just people don't want to buy Jordans, buy these, and it looks the same, or what?
It's smart on Nike's aspect
of
it.
Sure.
Because they're like, hey, we've been making shoes like this for a long time.
But they don't have to pay the royalties.
Exactly. Like, and then at the same time, like people are buying those or the Dunks because they look very similar to the retro ones, which were, it's one of the biggest shoes in like the whole entire world. I mean, the retro ones have always been the most popular shoes. But so like that red and white and black one.
This one?
Yeah. So that's a Chicago colorway, which I think that shoe is like probably $600.
Now, are these that original, like off the press, or to the right now?
No, they've re-released a lot of like the older Jordans,
and they still run really high like that.
Yeah.
Even the re-releases.
Anything like Chicago color, so like the red, white, and black. Anything Chicago color is just like an insane fucking price.
Ooh.
But
I had some Dennis Rodmans. Remember those?
Yeah.
Those were dumb as hell. Dude, I'm going to look those up.
Yeah, it's crazy that the Dunks have completely taken over the market.
Threw a fit. No.
That is Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, that's just Dennis Rodman. Let me see if I can find the ones I had. These. Dude, those are fucking killer shoes right there.
Those are killer.
Dude, look at those things. That was me clopping around.
Gang banging in the streets.
Yeah. That was it.
Slapping
how old
women.
I was. Yeah, I was going to North Korea. All that shit. I was going, I was like 8th grade. No, not even that. It was like 4th or 5th grade I got those things. They ruled.
D-rods.
Yeah, and they're giant because they're giant feet clomping around in these Ronald McDonald shoes. Everybody called me Ronald McDonald because of that. So, yeah. takes me
back. A lot
back,
of
though.
shoes of like.
They're cool as hell. I wouldn't mind a pair now, to be honest with you. I think they're pretty cool now.
They'd probably be more acceptable now than they were back then.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like, they really probably would. And that's because, like I said, I mean, everything's going back to this, like, vintage style of shit. So it's like.
Oh, so weird. But that's such
that could
bullshit.
fit in,
Does that always. It's like. It's same with movies, how they will remake old movies. It just seems kind of like a shitty cash grab. I mean, I get it. Like, re-release it, make the same thing. You don't have to think about it.
But a lot of the time, like, the new versions of it are not good. You know, it's like.
Oh, yeah.
You can't
Is that the same with shoes? Like, the new versions kind of suck? Or.
No, like, I mean.
It doesn't matter.
In the shoe industry, in the shoe world, the newer versions, like, if it's a good colorway, that's all that matters.
So it doesn't matter the age on it?
No.
So, okay, so that one you showed me earlier, like, let's say that was an original.
The blue and white one?
Yeah. You said it was like $600 now?
Like $400 or $500, yeah.
Okay. How much would that be if it was an original? Roughly the same? Maybe a little more?
Probably. Because if they re-release a shoe, the price is always going to go down. Because
the original is going to go down?
Because even if they made that shoe, which I don't think they did, that's a pretty new like colorway for the Dunk, but it's like if they made that shoe, like say,
let's just say they re-released one of those. Yeah.
If they made that, the UNC low Dunk, if they made that 20 years ago and then they just reprinted it and remade the shoe, their original shoe, that price would drop as well. It'd still be higher than the new one.
That's really interesting.
But it's just like, because back then, if they dropped a shoe 20 years ago, then that shoe is like, it's long gone. I mean, so many pairs are like fucked up.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
There's very few that are clean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like, so the resale value is of course really high because not that many people have them. But once they release the same fucking shoe.
So it's not as prestigious to have the older shoe?
It probably is. I mean, like.
But not monetarily. Like, it doesn't make that much of a difference to have the original version of the shoe. Maybe like a original Jordan.
Because most of the time, people in the shoe industry, a lot of the time, like if you have like an original shoe, like I have the 2009 Flu Game 12s. That was Like so that was the game that it was a playoff game that Michael Jordan played, and he had the flu, and that's why that's the shoe that he was wearing. So they called him the Flu Game 12s.
Nice,
but it's like. I have the original ones. Well, they re-released them, I think, in like 2018 or 19 or something like that. But the one that I have is still a little bit more expensive than the newer one because I have the original. But it's not like not fucking huge, crazy.
You would
amount.
think you would. I would. I mean, that's kind of unique to, I guess, shoes.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes sense, I guess, in a way, because it doesn't matter really how old it is. It matters the condition and the style.
Back when I first bought those, that shoe was $1,000. Like my current shoe that I have right now was $1,000. Then they re-released them, and now the shoe only goes for like $700 or $800. So
when it was re-released, you lost value in the shoe.
But I only had like $200 in them because I got them, not. I got them way after, but that was before like the Flu Games were like, oh, like this is a fucking awesome colorway, and it didn't like it meant something, and people didn't really care at the time. But then like
kind of
it caught on.
Sounds like value is created around it in a way. It's like after the fact, people looked at it and were like, okay, this is cool about this, or this makes this special, or I mean, was it even called the Flu Game shoe at the time that
when he wore them?
Yeah,
no.
So that was a whole thing created after the fact.
Yeah, that was the shoe that he wore.
So that was the value created after, years after it was actually released.
Because then, like, they took that shoe, and that's the one he was wearing. They took that shoe, and then they're like, dude, we got to, like, make that shoe, but we got to make it, like, the Flu Game, because, like, I think it was a playoff game. I'm pretty sure.
No, I remember because I watched. It was in The Last Dance. Yeah, because he was sick as shit, but he wasn't
sick as fuck, but he still played. And I think they ended up winning a championship.
They did. Yeah.
So it was either a championship game or it was like a playoff game right before.
Because he went home and ate like a pizza or some shit and woke up like sick as balls.
Yeah.
And then like, you're not playing. He's like, fuck no, I'm not.
Yeah. It's
bullshit.
Like, definitely playing.
Right. He's like, we're in a championship. I got to play.
So that's like, there's a lot of shoes like that with like stories, and it's like, those are the shoes that are always more expensive.
But is it pretty Jordan centric? Because there's nobody else that really has. I mean, there's other people that have shoes for sure, and you can't. I remember the T-Max were a big deal back in the
Tracy
day.
McGrady's.
Yeah.
I used to have a pair of those.
Dude, those were pretty badass. Yeah, I remember right.
Like Tracy McGrady, Shaquille O'Neal's. Like,
well, Shaq had him, but I remember. He kind of lowballed them because I remember
you could buy them at JCPenney's.
Dude, I was buying them at Kmart, man.
Yeah, I mean you could buy them like literally anywhere. Walmart, Kmart, doesn't fucking matter.
I was like, all right, well, which it may have been a smart move on his end.
Yeah, like he probably sold a shit ton of them.
Dude, a hell of a lot more than Jordans.
Yeah,
because it was like, all right, well, fuck, you're not getting we're not buying the Jordans, buddy. You're gonna go get some Shaqs.
And that's the thing too is like I remember when I was a kid and one of Shaq's shoes came out, and I went to Penny's because my grandma like worked there basically like my whole entire lifetime, but. We went to Penny's and my grandma was like, "Oh, you need a new pair of shoes, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, I need some new basketball shoes." So I went to Penny's, started looking at basketball shoes. So I skipped out on one of my favorite shoes still to this day, and it was just a Jordan. I think it was a Jordan, or it was either Jordan or Adidas, and it was the UNC colors. But what they did was one shoe was a darker blue, and then the other shoe was a lighter blue, but it was mostly white. Like the whole entire shoe was basically white, but there's like two spots on the side that this one was dark blue and this one was light blue. And actually, John Whitler had a pair of them.
Of course he did.
And I was like, dude,
because he likes shoes.
Because he likes shoes. Exactly. I saw them at Penny's and I was like, man, look, those are the ones I got to get. Even though John had, I don't give a fuck. Those shoes are sick. So, but I like went in there and then I saw the Shaqs and I was like, oh, I got to have that. So I got the Shaqs. Heaviest fucking shoes I've ever bought in my life.
I think I had a pair of Shaqs.
Yeah.
I know I did. Cause
I went and played basketball with them and I fucking hated it. I put them on like one time. They weighed like 30 fucking pounds.
Dude, they fell
I put them away and I never fucking wore them again.
Yeah,
I never wore them again.
I'm looking. So is there a good documentary? I feel like this would be a great documentary. Just the shoes alone.
It's like, I mean, that's the Flu Game 12 right there.
This one?
Why this sneaker is so iconic. It's the Flu Game. I have that at my house. The original.
Many people don't know this.
Shut the fuck up.
For this new offer,
fuck you, bitch.
I hate
Pink Energy.
Hey, my girlfriend works for them.
Sorry.
Sneakerheads tend to attribute a great deal of Air Jordan's success to either Tinker Hatfield's expertise as a designer or Michael Jordan's legendary skill as a player. But there is another ingredient in Jordan Brand's secret sauce that bears acknowledgement.
Chemical
that
X.
secret ingredient is the relationship with the player. There
well, no
are
shit.
Stories of brands signing deals with star
fuck
players
you.
and neglecting their input and designing a shoe that the player doesn't really vibe with at all. If you watch
look at those
videos
blocks.
of the Jordan 2 and the Jordan 3, then you know that MJ was not
Look at
happy
those
with
things.
relationship
Those are
with
Jordan
Nike
2
after
lows.
the relative failure of
These
the
all
Jordan
stink.
2. He was
I hate the
literally ready
2s.
to sign with another brand.
They're so
Tinker
ugly.
Hatfield saved that relationship and secured
Those look kinda
MJ's
cool.
partnership, not by
13s.
simply designing.
Dude,
a
have you ever
dope successor to the
seen-
Air Jordan
pause.
2.
Have you ever seen there's a whole website of like Michael Jordan fashion or it just shows like the most ridiculous. He's one of the worst dressed people in the world.
Yeah, like I mean, a lot of time too. Like, there's a pair of shoes called the Sweater Sevens, and I love them, but it's because of a sweater that he wore, and like I can't even remember the backstory behind it, but it was literally like you'll probably actually see it if you just Google. Yeah, you'll end up seeing it. It's one of the ugliest fucking sweaters I've seen in my life. But they made a shoe after it. And I bought them because I think they're awesome. But
Let me see if I can find. There is a whole website. I don't know what it's called. Like Dress Like Mike or something. It is so ridiculous. Him off the court.
now his son dresses fresh as fuck.
Does he?
Yeah.
Let's go here. Let's just look at some images. Okay, we got Blade here.
Blade MJ.
Blade MJ.
Or the Matrix, either one.
We got whatever this thing is.
The pimp suit.
He looks like from the Addams Family. Got that too. And usually it's not even suits. It's. I can't believe I'm not seeing some of this stuff. It's just nonsense. God damn it! Of course, the one time. It's like shit like that.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That was legit
Anyway.
back then, though.
Dude, there's a lot of tucked in cargo shorts and oversized
That
blazers.
motherfucker is long.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure that was a pair of Jinkos.
Look at these bad boys.
See, I support that. I support the plaid daddies.
I could plaid. I could plaid
I
up.
support the plaid daddies. I love
Dude,
plaids.
look at this. It's the wider at the top
Yeah.
than it is at the bottom. It's like a reverse parachute pant or something. Anyhow,
Anywho.
yeah, I know there's a whole website dedicated to it, but I can't find it.
It's all right.
But shoot, yeah. So I never really looked into shoes. 'Cause I don't really give much of a shit. But
Yeah.
apparently a lot of people
I've always liked shoes, and then I just like randomly was like, I'm gonna start reselling sneakers just to make extra money, and then
I mean,
I'm
know a guy
having
that
a lot of fun doing
I know
it.
a guy that bought just like one Rolex, and now he's up to these crazy fucking huge Rolexes
Yeah.
and really expensive watches just by continually buying and selling.
Yep.
And so there'll be days where he makes $2,500 just off of one watch. And it's
Yep.
like, okay, all right,
And you don't really do that with shoes, but
right.
at the same
but
time,
it's the same.
like, you can also sell more
theory.
shoes than you can Rolexes, so
True.
they're a lot more affordable. So
So I mean, is it all third party? Is it like a website or something where you just buy stuff from other people, like
a lot of the
peer-to-peer?
time, like I try to find people like either in town, like, you know, I met a guy that opened a store here in town that has like a bunch of like retro Jordans and, you know, the Dunks and stuff like that. But I'm really good buddies with him now. So like me and him talk about like, you know, cause I do a lot of research because I'm trying to make money, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like, I do a lot of research and like me and him go over a lot of stuff. And then like,
Is
now
there a
it's-
lot of research you can do on shoes?
yeah.
Like,
So-
well, just go through the research, because again, it seems so novel to me. Just shoes in general, like there wouldn't be that much about it.
Like basically, you know, the biggest like research that you can do is like finding out like what shoes are that are in right now, you know? So it's like, cause that's the big thing. Those are the things that are going to make you
So
the
you
most
just
money.
keeping your finger on the pulse of
Yeah. It's like, in like watching other
markets.
people that are like huge resellers, you know, like what they're buying a shit ton of. And it's one of those things where it's like, you pay attention to those videos. You know, I'm in like a couple podcasts, like talking about sneakers and stuff like that too. So it's like, just like kind of like seeing like what the next move is basically. Like there's a pair of Dunks that haven't came out yet, but you can actually buy some right now. I don't know how many are actually out there like available right now, but you can go on like this app called StockX, which is what everyone uses because like they have every fucking shoe, like Jordan, Dunk, LeBron's, Kobe's, everything like that. So you can go on there and like buy shoes all day long. And there's a pair called, it's a Dunk Low, and it's called the Chlorophyll. And it's kind of a crazy looking shoe.
Is it
Yeah,
green?
like it's
I knew it.
all green. It's like 2 shades of green. It's a really cool looking fucking shoe actually. So that shoe is the shoe that they're currently talking about on like what the next thing is. So go to Chlorophyll Dunk. Look
Look at me, chlorophyll shoe.
Dunk Low. Type in Dunk Low.
There it is.
What the fuck?
It's a scooter, buddy.
So keep going down. It's that one.
The green one.
Yeah.
So what's the big deal? This just looks like a shoe.
Yeah. So
What's the big deal about this?
The reason why like they're talking about like that being the next, you know, like big shoe is because they've never done a green Dunk before. Ever.
They don't know green. What?
No.
No, green
They've done
trim,
like
green piping.
they've done like,
or
you know, like some little gray trim or whatever, but at the same time they've never
a
done
full
a
green.
green fucking Dunk. So, and it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I've watched videos and things like that of like people like that have got these before they release and stuff like that. And they're like reviewing them. And they're like, dude, like this is a fucking awesome colorway. Like, and that's the thing is like shoes now are a lot crazier than what they used to be. So this is what's in, you know, and the other like huge thing that's in right now is the Yeezy foam runners, which are another crazy looking fucking shoe.
They look like, I don't know, like clogs.
Yeah.
They remind me of like Norwegian.
Yeah. And then like his shoes. Slides, like, which those just look plain as fuck. But it's like, that's what people are buying right now. You know, people are buying like all these crazy colored dunks and things like that. And it's like, you know, that's the shoe that
how long
I'm about to invest on.
Okay, so the thing I've never really understood about shoe guys is that they don't really wear them. It's not really so much about wearing them. It's so quality wise, they can pump out a shitty shoe. That's why I feel like those foam runners, like it's not something you wear every day. And so
more people wear those every day than not.
Really?
If they have them, they'll wear those almost every day.
Just because
it's like I wear my Crocs all the time.
True. I mean, I
like
guess
I
just
fucking love.
Just seems Crocs. Like that you can't make a good quality shoe that's gonna like just last rubber. Every day.
It's all
just
rubber.
A big chunk of rubber.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's just not.
So
foam,
it's like,
huh? Well, there's a lie.
Yeah, it's like
got him.
But it's just, you know, shoes like that are like that. I mean, and really like the fact that Crocs like blew up in the past like 2 or 3 years, 4 years probably. But like they actually like, you know, they started like selling a shit ton of Crocs because people are like, oh, these are actually comfortable.
Dude, well, also they're very versatile.
Free
You can
fuck them up and it's $50.
So they're very plain. It's like this shoe. It's a very plain shoe that you can print in a million different ways and create something someone's going to want to buy. Just like Crocs, dude.
It's the same thing.
Someone might buy a yellow Croc over a black, like, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing too with like Crocs. It's like, dude, you know how many people have bought those little like those little pins that you can put in the Croc holes, and they say like different stuff, or like they have like you can like basically bedazzle your fucking Crocs,
like flare, like
yeah, like you can bedazzle your fucking Crocs, and you know how many of those people have fucking bought. And dude, it's like that's like
it's one
why
type
would you
of
do
person
that?
just to buy
why
Crocs.
Would you do that?
That's one type of person, which I'm not someone that gives a shit. But there are some anti-Croc. There's a whole anti-Croc.
Yeah, my girlfriend
is
an anti-Crocker.
Yeah, anti-Crocker.
She fucking hates when I wear them.
Anti-Crocite is what she is.
Hates when I wear them.
So not only do you have to be pro-Croc, but you also have to be like, you know, these Crocs need a little something extra.
Yeah,
you know,
and then buy.
Yeah, then you go out
the jewelry for
buy. Yeah, it's like these. You know, these need to be my Crocs. Like these need to be personalized.
Yeah,
so
that's
really
a different level. I would never buy any of those like pins.
What if they had little shoes on them? What if they had little versions of Jordans?
They'd probably make them.
You could.
I
wouldn't do that?
No.
You sure?
No.
Okay.
I'm a plain Croc daddy kind of guy.
Plain Croc daddy.
Plain Croc daddy.
Troy Landry.
Like, I love those shoes. You know, and like I said, like there's like the Yeezy Dunk or the Yeezy Slides, the Yeezy Foam Runners, like the Dunks, everything like that. Those are all like the popular shit right now. And that, you know, like I said, that's a shoe that I'm probably going to invest.
Support? What's the arch support on a foam runner? You think? You think it's a good quality?
Probably
form fitting shoe.
I just Croc, but it's actually I've never put one on, but I would assume it's probably more comfortable than a Croc. And I wore my Crocs walking around for 9 or 10 hours in New Orleans and in Nashville. Never had a problem.
That says something. Now, I'm sure any type of arch support in those puppies.
I mean, it's just like I said, it's rubber. So like
rubber.
whatever your whatever your feet are shaped like, it's probably going to end up molding into whatever your foot's shaped like. So that's a shoe that is very different, and I'm probably going to invest a decent amount of money into them, and hope to God they go up, or else I'm just going to lose my ass.
So you're going heavy in that market, are you?
On that shoe. Because all the like these big resellers, these big fucking resellers, they're all saying that shoe when it comes out, you know, that once they release them, you know, after a little while that shoe is going to go up. And like right now I could buy a pair for like $200 shipped. I can get them shipped here for $190 is what I think it was. So they were all saying that shoe is easily going to be a $300 or $400 shoe.
Dude, it just makes me sick to
So
think
it's
about
like,
spending that.
yeah,
Like, I thought boots were bad. Like I hate buying a pair of boots every 6 months, but
Yeah. I do it.
yeah.
It's like, I mean, these are 300.
Let me see them. What are those?
These are the UNC 6s.
And you wear those? You can just wear these shoes out and about, and they don't lose value.
I mean, I like, if I ever try to like resell them, then I would sell them as used.
Yeah.
But like,
Does it affect
that's
the value
still a
that much?
market. That's still a market.
Well, shit, it's still available. But how much does that affect the?
I mean, like this shoe, I think like brand new on the market right now is like $320, I think. And I could probably, like, if I went home, I cleaned the bottoms of these and sold them, I could probably get $240 out of them. But it's a used shoe. I got to wear it a couple of times, and then I still made 240, whatever.
Well, you just put it back into the
Yeah,
machine.
just put it back into your fucking shoes, and like now I have this whole entire like I said, I didn't want to keep pulling money out of my bank to invest into shoes.
Right.
I wanted to start
yeah.
really small and then work my way up. So like that $100 that I started with, I wanted to grow that and never put even more money back into it. So it's like now I went from $100 within a couple of weeks. I went to $100 to like almost $600. So it's like it's not a crazy amount, but at the same time, it's like from what I started at, I'm almost at $600 in a couple weeks.
Yeah. That's
So it's like now I can buy 2 pairs of shoes at a time and make money off those,
now you
and
can
then
twice double all that.
Maybe the next time I could buy 3 pairs of shoes, and then like that's when and once you can start buying more shoes, that's when everything just like starts getting just awesome, basically, because you're gonna make more money. And you'll be able to buy 3 shoes, and then you might be able to buy 4 shoes, and then 5 shoes, and then 6 shoes, and stuff like that.
Doing the work of 3 people, essentially,
So, I mean, it's, like I said, I'm just having fun with it too, man. Like, hanging out with the guy at the shop, like he's a super cool dude.
Is a shoe shop or something in town, like a resale shoes for this, brick and mortar?
He has like a bunch of new shit, a bunch of, like older style stuff. He has like some used stuff, but he just he's a sneaker store. So, he has like a lot of like.
Where's this? Who is this?
It's on Campbell next to Bedford Camera.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's right next door to that.
Oh shit.
But his name's David. He owns He owns a head shop too.
Now it's adding up.
So, yeah, I mean, he's a super cool guy.
That's awesome.
So I go in and hang out with him almost every day now because I'm always trying to buy shoes.
Right,
I'm always buying shoes, and like I'm talking to him about shoes, and we're just kind of going back and forth. Like I actually, I kind of think that I helped him a lot,
showing him the research that you're doing, and then
because like when I
first
first went in there, like he had a lot of like really like cool stuff, and I was like, man, like these are awesome, to me, because he had a lot of like older stuff, like older retros and stuff like that, and I was like, dude, this is awesome, like because you can't really find those anymore. But I told him, I said, like once you start getting what's in style in here, it's going to start having way more foot traffic. You'll start making way more money, blah, blah, blah. So I was like telling him like what was in style and everything like that. And then the next thing I know, I fucking go in there the next day and he's like, yeah, man, I picked up 3 pairs of Dunks yesterday. I picked up a pair of Retro 1s up yesterday. I picked up a pair of 4s. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, I mean, but then at the same time, it's like, I was watching kids come in and then boom, that shoe was just like, those shoes are just going.
Well,
so the next day I came in and he's like, man, I got 8 pairs of shoes today. I got, more Dunks, more, I was just like, you're going.
Yeah.
Like, you're going. Like, this is what you should be doing, So,
well, yeah, I mean, then again, it's like you're talking, there's a whole kind of community there. So,
yeah.
So once the word gets out.
And there's a lot more sneaker resellers in town than I thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you kind of went in thinking you were.
Yeah, it's like, and right now, one of the biggest problems is like, we're in Springfield, right?
So are you doing this locally or like on a big national website?
I was only doing it local. So
mostly
mostly all the shoes that I sold at first were all through Facebook Marketplace. So with that, basically what happens is all these other sneaker resellers that there's way more of than I thought, they see them and they're like, oh, bro, those are the ones I just sold this guy.
Oh,
You know,
damn.
blah, blah, blah. So it's like
you were all buying each other's shoes.
We're all just buying each other's shoes. But then like finally, eventually it will get out from our circle and then someone else will buy them that's not a reseller and then they'll actually wear them. You know, but
Dude,
the problem
sucks, though.
is that I was like, well, fuck. I said, we're all buying the same shoes. So if I want to sell to these other resellers, I got to bring other shit in that they don't have.
Right.
You know, so it's like, because a lot of those people don't want to or don't know how to go out and find those shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, find those good deals, find those things. Like I'm on Facebook pages, I'm on fucking, you know, all sorts of shit. Mm-hmm. Like I follow a bunch of people on Instagram that sell shoes. Like I follow so many fucking people, but that's how I'm able to get some of the shoes that I'm getting now. You know, and it's like some of these shoes are like, you know, things that we just don't have here. You know, like
Right.
I even like talked to David. I was like, hey, like, you know, I tried to offer these shoes that I'm getting in the mail on Saturday. It's a pair of Dunks, and it's one of the most popular Dunks out right now. And I was like, you know, I tried to offer it to these two other kids that I know that resell, and they're like, no, bro, like, you know, I can't pay that. You know, it's tax and blah, blah, blah. Like, and I was like, it's not. Like, look at how much these shoes sell for. I was like, the last time they sold was $377. I was like, and once people click buy now and they have to pay shipping. So the shoe is almost $400, or it's basically over $400 after they pay for shipping. So I was like, if you're reselling a shoe, like I was trying to give them to them for $340. And I was like, dude, you can take this shoe, sell it for $370, make, you know, $30 and then go about your day. And I was like, and it's easy because it's still cheaper than if someone was to go on to StockX and buy the fucking shoe. And I was like, whatever. If you guys don't want it, that's fine. I'll sell it myself.
Yeah.
You know, because I have, you know, out of everyone here in Springfield, I have the least amount of money in that shoe. You know, because I brought them in. I brought them in from Florida.
Oh, you're bringing in your own. You're not recycling.
Exactly.
This
I'm not
shit.
recycling it. So I'm.
Boy, after 3
For the
recycles
resellers,
of that shit, you know,
I'm
you're
turning
paying-
into the plug that has other shoes. You know, and like
Right.
now, me and David are basically like almost working together. So we're able to bring in a lot more stuff.
right.
That other people just can't get a hold of here. You know, but the difference between him and me is he has a storefront. So
Right.
his are, of course, going to be a little more expensive than mine are. But at the same time, like, shit
Yeah, it's-
happens, you know, and he understands. He doesn't give a
Yeah.
fuck. He's like, dude, like, you got to make your money too, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. He's like, I would actually, he's like, I hope you keep reselling. He's
Well,
like, and the reason why is
sounds like it
because
works
if you're
out for
making
him.
money, if you're making money and I'm making money, then we can put our money together and buy a shit ton of shoes. And then it doesn't matter where that fucking money
Well,
goes
too,
because we're
it's-
just making money.
Yeah, you're helping each other out. in the
So, I
market
mean, that's
as
the
well.
biggest thing is like, you know, we're doing more of that. Like I'm trying to work towards like, you know, cause he has a way bigger inventory than I do, but like right now I have 0 fucking shoes. I sold them all,
Oh,
but
shit.
like, you know, like I said, on Saturday, I'm getting a pair in and then I'll sell those because like I said, I talked to David. I was like, dude, would you want to buy these for the store? I was like, I'll
Of
give
your
them to you.
shoes or the ones
Yeah,
you've
the
already
ones
got?
that I'm getting on Saturday. And he was like, fuck yeah. It's like, cause I told him, I was like, I'll sell them to you for this price, you know? Cause like I said, me and David work together.
Also, though, it's you know, it's a guaranteed set. Like, you don't have
it's
to
like-
put them on. You don't have to spend the time.
I don't have to put 'em on
online,
Facebook,
You don't have to
you know,
talk
I don't have
to
to do any of
people.
that
It's
shit,
already
so-
gone. As soon as they come in, it's money. In
And
the
I
bank.
told him, I said, this is, you know, like look it up on StockX. This is what it sells for. I was like, this is what I'll sell it to you for. And he's like, fuck yeah. As soon as you get them in, just let me know. I'll buy them from you.
See, and that's another reason
So-
to keep them kind of in your pocket. You know.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
like,
anytime you can find that where it's
Yeah.
just instantly gone.
and it's like, no, I'm not making as much money as I could if I put them on the internet. But at the same time, it's like, dude, I'm still making my money, and I'm very happy with the
Dude,
money
if
that
it
I'm
took
making,
you
even when I'm.
took you a week to sell it.
Yeah, it's a waste of fucking time.
Exactly.
I'd
You
rather
could've-
get it here,
You could have that money
get
and
it
then get
gone,
another one and
make $40 or $50.
you can make
and then
another $40 or $50.
go about
in
my
that
fucking
time
day.
you're waiting to sell
Yeah,
that one.
exactly.
So anytime you got a seller, just
And at the same time, if I'm hooking him up, he's gonna keep hooking me up.
right.
So
Yeah.
if he gets, like I said, he has more money and more fucking storefront than I do, so he can trade shoes. You know, like he has the inventory to trade like an older shoe that someone wants for like 2 pairs of like Dunks or something. You know, so if I go in, he's like, oh, bro, I got both of these on a steal for a pair of shoes that are older and blah blah blah. I'm like, hey, how much do you want for them? You know, like how much do you want cash right now? And he'll be like, oh, just give me this, and I'm like, all right, bet, because he knows
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
take
yeah.
that. I'm gonna go and resell it. I'm gonna make my money, and then it's a constant process.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So I'm not going to try to charge him what I'm charging other people because he hooks me up. Other people don't.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
that's just,
Well,
that's
there's
the,
like
that's
an
the name
old
of the
saying.
game.
It's like $1 now is worth, $2 later or something like that. Where it's just better to have it in your hand than it is to think you're going to get more later for some bullshit that you
Yeah,
may
because it's
not.
like, I have $200 and something invested in this shoe, so I would rather immediately get rid of it for over $3.
I mean, as long as
Immediately,
you make profit,
boom.
yeah.
Like I'm making profit, and I know Dave is going to turn around and make profit too. So it's like, I mean, it's an easy shit for me and him both. It's like, you're going to turn around and make 40 or 50 bucks. I'm making 40 or 50 bucks off you. We're all good. Like,
Now
we're
you're
all
just sitting
good.
on it.
You're
don't
just
wanna
fucking
be-
sitting on it.
You don't want to be sitting on anything if you're trying to make money.
Yeah. So it's like, that's why, like, I was talking to him about that shoe yesterday, and he was like, man, like, he's like, if that's what people are saying, he's like, I'm down. He's like, I'm down. Like, let's invest in, quite a few pairs of them.
Well, that's
and then
cool. Yeah, and
we'll see if it fucking works.
So does he have does he have his ear to the ground as much as you do on this stuff, or are you kind of his guidance and the whole what's popular and what's
Yeah,
not?
I am by far.
Yeah.
Like, and now, like, it's one of those things where it's like, he doesn't have to do the research. I do. So it's like, I'm in a store every day before I go into work. I'm in a store every single day. So it's like, hey, fuck me, dude. Like, this shoe is like starting to go crazy, because in this market too, man, it's like, the crazy thing is like, so if you take like a certain shoe that's like really popular, it made it to like $500-600, it's really, really popular. Well, then all of a sudden that price starts to go down. And the reason why that price is starting to go down is because something else is going up.
Right.
So
you got to find out what's
that's
going
really
on.
hard to, because there's thousands of shoes.
Yeah.
And there's hundreds of pairs of shoes that are very fucking popular right now. So it's like, if you see one popular shoe either like hit its peak or start to go down, that means something else is going up. And you got to find out what it is before it goes up too high, or else you can't even invest in the shoe and make money. Because
you're already behind.
exactly, you're already behind. So if you find a shoe that like say right now is like sitting at $200, you find like a Dunk that's sitting at $200, like no Dunk so far has set at $200. None. Now, all of a sudden, there's a couple pairs of Dunks that are sitting at $200. How much time is it going to take before that Dunk starts to go like this?
Yeah.
Because there's two pairs of Dunks right now that I know of, like the Team Reds and the Court Purples. They're both a really good colorway. They're both exactly what you would want in the, like the Dunks, because the biggest part is like the white toe box, which is like the front part of the shoe. So like the white toe box is always going to sell more than one that's not, which is weird because they're talking about that shoe, which has a green toe box. And they said that that's the next shoe that's
What was
gonna,
it called? Purple Court?
Yeah, Court Purple.
Court Purple.
Dunk Low. So it's like,
See, these
I
are
like
all
that
the fucking
shoe.
same to me. This is
yeah,
what's crazy.
it's just different color.
So that's a $400.
so it's like-
it's $400 shoe.
Yeah,
There.
well, that's in some sizes, but right now, like the Court Purples,
Oh, so size has something to do with all
Yeah.
this?
smaller sizes always sell for a lot more, and bigger sizes now sell for even more than the smaller sizes.
And why is
Like
that?
in between, the price of that shoe is just like, phew. Like that's Stadium Goods.
Let's just take a look here.
Yeah, like click.
Well, it says
on-
one size men's.
So yeah, go. That's a size 14. So that's a $415
Oh.
shoe. Now go to like size, say 9. See the prices? Look at that.
Oh yeah.
$289.
Now, if it goes smaller than that,
If it goes smaller than that, it goes back up again. So 9.5 is $280.
310,
310, 289, 280. But once you get into the bigger sizes, they get, because they don't print it or they don't make as many.
oh, I see.
Exactly.
So
like, the
that's a
most-
whole other factor.
The
in
most
all
common
this.
shoe size, like in the U.S., is fucking like anything from like basically 7 in men's to like 10.5. So most of those shoes, they print or they make a shit ton of them.
So the rarity of the
Exactly.
size is
So
also
it's one
a
of those
factor.
things where it's like, if they don't, make a lot of the, 13s, 14s, stuff like that, 15, 16, 17, because not a lot of people have a size foot. But now, I mean, as you've probably seen in the US, man, like some of these fucking, 13, 14, 15-year-olds are humongous.
Right. Yeah.
They're
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
huge. Those people in the 8th grade are wearing a fucking 14.
Yeah, I know. I was
So it's
one
like
of
there's
them,
more and more people that are wearing these ginormous shoes. So it's like they still don't make a lot of them. So that
So
shoe
somebody
to a
that
guy that
wants-
wears a fucking 14 or a 15,
So
they're gonna pay that price
Because they can't
because
find
they
it
can't
any-
fucking find them.
I get that. No, I definitely get
it's,
that.
It's crazy, man.
I used to.
Like,
I still kind of have to pick my shoes off of whatever I can find in my size.
yeah,
It's
like,
not about what I want. It's about what size they have, whatever they have in my size.
Yeah,
and so
and
that's what I
it's
have to
hard.
choose.
Like, it's
I can find a
fucking
shoe I
hard,
love,
man.
but it's like, oh fuck, all right, I can't
Yeah.
have that one, which is constant. It's
Yeah.
That's why I just buy boots pretty much because, well, also I don't give a shit about shoes, so
Yeah,
I'm
It's
just gonna
like-
get paint on them, so it doesn't matter.
yeah. It's like, that I think is a good color. Like the white toe box is basically like, where the purple is in the
Yeah,
front,
yeah,
and then
so-
the top of it is the white toe box.
So they make. I mean, isn't that pretty? I mean, versus what? Is there another version of that shoe
So-
that doesn't have the white?
Those chlorophylls, it's green.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's all the same shoe. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, that's
this
the
is
exact
all-
same shoe as the
just a
chlorophyll,
different
just different color.
Wow.
And like, the chlorophyll is what everyone's talking about right now, and it's not a white toe box. But like this
So-
shoe that's,
Would that mean that like investing in things that don't have a color or do have a colored toe box would be a possible way that things are heading?
it could be.
But
And I think
it's-
that the reason why is like just because of
it's different.
the colorway, right? So like I said, there's no other like green Dunk. And like I said, Dunks is the Nike Dunks are the most popular shoes on the market right now. So
'cause of the
there's not a
versatility?
green one. Yeah,
Because there's so
like,
many different
You
design
can wear those
options.
shoes with black. You can wear them with white. You can wear them with fucking gray. You can wear them with green.
How
you can
many
wear them with all these different fucking
How
colors.
many different designs are there?
For those,
Yeah.
same design, different colors.
Oh, that's what I mean. Colors.
Yeah,
I guess.
a
So
lot.
like, yeah. So, I mean, there's obviously
So
not.
go to type in StockX. Like quite literally STOCKX.
.com.
Yeah. So then type in there, type in Nike Dunk Low, or just type in Dunk Low. It doesn't really matter. You're about to see a shit ton of different colorways.
I'm just okay. Yeah. So there's 990 results. Now are those all different?
Probably not different, but
Different enough. I
pretty
mean,
close.
shit, dude. That one's cool. Yeah. I mean,
But see how a lot of these shoes are like, because you have to also pay attention, like the ones that are like 170 and stuff like that, those are women's. So there's a smaller shoe, so they're not as
Oh.
expensive. But
gotcha.
a lot
You
of
don't want
these
to get
shoes,
caught buying women's shoes, huh?
I mean, a lot of dudes buy women's shoes because not as many women are like trying to buy.
They're just
Jordans,
available,
right,
I
yeah.
guess.
So a
Oh,
size,
shit, dude,
a size
I guess-
12 in women's is a size 10 and a half in men's.
Yeah, and
So-
it doesn't just blatantly say women's on it.
It
So
doesn't.
it's the
I mean, it
same.
says women's on the box, but at the same time, it's like if you're walking around with a pair of women's shoes, I mean, they're like, if
no,
they're-
that's a good point,
if it's a
especially
nice
if you
shoe,
can get it for half the price
fuck
or
it,
whatever.
You know, like fuck it.
Shit, if
But-
you, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
And more men are actively like buying shoes, like especially shoes like this and shit like that. But I mean, females are even buying like the Dunks and stuff like that. Like I
So
see
they're
a
getting
shit
into the
ton of
market
females.
now.
Oh yeah, like I see
There's
a
that
shit ton of
chlorophyll you were
yeah.
talking about. So that's
So it's like right
164.
now. Yeah, so go to that. So that's only, and that's a size 10, right? So that's a shoe, the size that they're gonna print or they're gonna make a lot of because it's a very popular shoe size in America, the size 10. So then you go into like the smaller sizes, they're at like 170, and then the bigger
Yeah,
size like
13
230.
is 240, and then
246.
after that, it's just bid.
It's bid, which means there's not any available.
Gotcha.
So
you're
it's like-
waiting on one to come
Yes.
up, and that's what you
It's
pay
basically
for.
like it's crazy. So like that shoe has not hit its peak yet. So I could go on StockX right now, and I guess I would go to like a, let's say like a size 9, right? So I go to size 9 and then click on buy. And then you'll go to like, so it's 168. So I think after you pay for shipping, it's like $190.
Okay.
So that shoe hasn't even reached its potential yet, but it hasn't even dropped yet either. So that shoe
Wait,
is
so-
not even released.
So these are all pre-orders, essentially.
Yeah. And normally the pre-order
So
is
they-
going to be higher because they're not out yet. But that's not even that high for a pre-order Dunk.
But it's all speculation still.
Yeah.
It's all
It's like-
guessing that it'll be rare.
That's
and
exactly
valuable
what
enough.
it is. And like all these people that I follow that are huge fucking resellers, and they're normally always right. Like they've talked about, so many different pairs of shoes that they're like, this is going to be the next shoe. So if you guys can invest in these.
What's the criteria for that? Just like past experience, or it's cool, or it's different. Or
yeah, it's like
they haven't done this before. Like you said on this one, like it has the toe box, right?
It's not white, right? It's not a white toe box, which is different, right? So if this shoe had a white toe box, a white center, and a white back, and like just like with the green stripes on them, it would probably already be a $300 shoe because everyone wants the white toe box. But the thing is with this shoe, from what I was, from the research that I've found, is they're not making as many of this shoe as they normally do.
I mean, just in personal preference, I like this one more than I would like it with the white.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the thing, is like, dude, people are like, dude, that.
But it's all subjective,
that shoe is
though,
fucking awesome.
Or is it just somebody coming along and saying like, this is the new cool shoe?
I think what happens in the shoe industry is it's kind of like, it's kind of like drinking soda, right? Like people like, Dr. Pepper or Coke or Pepsi better.
They have their own preferences.
Everyone has their own preference in shoes.
They might
as well.
dip into something every once in a while, but
and it's like
pretty much.
For me, a lot of the time, like, if I see someone shoes, because I've always liked shoes, always. And if I see someone like wearing a pair of shoes like I see on the internet or whatever, I'm like, I don't really like those. But then I see them in person and I'm like, oh shit, like those are actually awesome. And then I'll go and buy them.
Right.
So I think that what's going to happen with this shoe is I don't think the colorway is bad. I think that that's actually a really fucking cool shoe.
Well, it stands out because like look at this. I mean, that it grabs your attention.
Yeah, like as soon as you scroll past it, it's like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
That's crazy, right?
It definitely stands out because like I don't think I would, but with all of these shoes, I just don't really. They're very plain to me. Other than all the different colors, it's still at its base kind of a plain shoe.
It is, and that's the thing. Like with the retro Jordan like ones, the shoe that these almost look exactly alike. That was the same thing, right? Those look very plain,
right?
Like compared to like the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5, the 6, all that shit. They look very plain, but people always loved it because they're so easy to fucking wear stuff with.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's the same thing with these. These are so easy to wear stuff with, so that's why they're so popular, and they're $100 cheaper when they come out.
From Nike's perspective too, it's like, well, shit, we can just keep making the same thing with a different color every once in a while.
That's all you got to do,
and people go nuts for it.
That's all you got to do.
It's interesting because I never really thought about the pre-sale market for shoes. Like I just was like, oh, you go to the store and you pick them up, but there's legitimately people just sitting around waiting for new shoes to come out.
And like I said, I mean, the big thing with those is like it's way different, and like I said, I like the shoe. Like,
dude, I like it too.
I honestly think I'll probably end up buying 2 pairs so I can sell, and I'll end up buying one for myself as well.
Yeah, I think that would be my pick if I had to choose one of these.
Like those,
kind of like that one, I guess.
Those just came out.
Too bad.
The Sequoias.
What's the difference? Is it a nature shoe?
No, so those are actually biodegradable.
Sounds like a shitty quality for a shoe.
But like the goldenrods are actually really cool. They look a lot better in person.
I like those too.
Yeah, the championship goldenrods, those look really cool in person.
So this is the UNC.
Yeah, the UNCs, which is basically the same colorway as these, but just different shoe.
Gotcha.
But like one of the most popular dunks is the Panda.
So this one here has, you're saying, the Bulls colors.
Yeah, so that's probably a kid size.
So yeah, I guess so. But yeah, it says 70th anniversary Chicago.
Yeah, so like if you click on that, it'll either say, it's GS, so grade school.
Okay.
So those are kid sizes. That's why they're so cheap.
Dude, look at this. There's a good stock ticker on these.
Yeah. So
pretty wild.
It's one of those things where it's like StockX is awesome because like if you go to like, view sales, you can see like what the past sales were for that shoe. But that colorway, the Chicago colorway, it's a Chicago colorway.
Anything
black,
white, black, and red is
going
to be more sought after,
yes.
I guess.
But the thing is even with that shoe,
because this isn't a Jordan or anything.
No.
So it just because it's the same colors associated with the Bulls. That's
same color schemes. So that shoe, which is weird, but that shoe hasn't gone up very high, and it's Chicago colorway.
Even though
And
it's kids.
that's another shoe. And like if you go back to probably like page 1, you'll see like the adult size, and I think it's like probably like 100 and
Let's do this. Sort by highest bids. No, that's probably not what I want. I'm looking for the most expensive ones. There's some Saints shoes for you, I think. No, maybe not.
no.
It's got like a star on them. Volatility. So how quickly I guess they're selling. Price premium. Last sale. Lowest ask. Highest bid. Release date. What would give me the most expensive shoes on here? Highest bid.
Probably.
Last sale. Price premium.
Probably. You can try that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
now
So those are gonna.
let's look at this. Go with me here. $100,000.
Yeah.
What are we talking here? What makes that shoe worth $100,000?
So that shoe probably has a backstory.
Like somebody wore it,
and they probably didn't make very many of them.
Paris.
Yeah,
Does that
so
mean anything to
I
you?
I would legitimately have to like read about that shoe on why it's $100,000 shoe.
So okay, you can buy it for $100,000, but you can sell it for $31,000.
Yeah, which
What's-
there it says last sale was 62,000. So that's the buy now is basically someone asking 100,000, and they someone might come at them with 62,000 and then they take it.
Right. Okay. So,
So-
yeah, just bidding.
Or if you got a pair of those shoes for like 10 grand, like crazy, but on this site they have to be dead stock, which means they've never been put on, they've never been wore outside, like they have to basically be fucking brand new. So if someone got those for 10 grand, somehow miraculously you could go onto this website and click sell, and you would be able to sell it for $31,000 and immediately make $20,000
Oh, I
in profit.
see. You have if
Yeah.
if you have one right now, you're able to.
I could
sell
go
it.
on there, click sell now, and then it would tell you how much I would make.
It's kind of
And-
shitty for the person that's posting this, right? Or is this the
In a way.
website that's posting it?
It's a way. I mean, these people are listing their shoes on this website.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, if somebody comes along and is like, "Well, I've got one," I'll just underbid you.
I mean, it's fine. I do that to people when I sell on StockX.
Oh yeah,
Just
probably
and
part
that's
of
the
the
thing
whole
is like
thing.
on StockX, I've sold I think 3 pairs now. I've sold 3 pairs of shoes on StockX, and I'll go on there and I'll look at the highest or the lowest bid or whatever, highest bid or whatever, and I'll be like, hey, so if I underbid this person by $5, someone will end up buying it, and then I'll still make money. So it's like people do that shit,
All
but
right. So on these, is there any that you know about on here as to why they would be this expensive? Like, is there that you know the story of?
go down.
I mean, are they just one-offs? I mean, we're getting out of the.
Oh yeah, so you have like the Grateful Dead ones, which are very expensive.
Where are they at?
Right there, those orange and green ones,
Oh.
like $3,000. They made 2 pairs of those. One's green and then one's orange.
And they're
So
fuzzy,
like,
huh?
Yeah, they're like fuzzy and shit. And one's green, one's yellow, and one's orange. Sorry, but yeah, that's like the Grateful Dead shoe. Another pair that are really expensive are called the Chunky Dunkies,
Yeah.
which is a Ben and Jerry exclusive dunk. It's very expensive. The Travis Scotts are very expensive.
So if if it's associated with something like a brand
Yeah.
deal, like if it's
Like Travis Scott, basically, he there's a Chunky Dunkies right there.
where
Where the pink ones are, go to the right.
this one?
Yeah. So like that shoe actually comes in a huge Ben and Jerry's container. Like,
Damn.
it's really cool. Like that's one of my favorite shoes on the market right now.
I like the cowhide on
Yeah,
there.
it's fucking awesome. That shoe is amazing. And I want that shoe so fucking bad, but I
That
don't
one,
have
that's
that.
what does it
Yeah,
for you.
100%. Like that
Okay.
shoe, I want that shoe so fucking bad. And David has 2 pairs of them, and they're just sitting in his case. And I'm like, dude,
And you just look at them every day?
yeah, I just fucking stare at them. But they're so fucking cool, man. They're so cool.
I mean,
like-
it turns some odds for sure.
The Travis Scotts are crazy. Have you ever seen the Back to the Futures?
Maybe.
Those sell for like 20
Would I
to
find them if I typed in Back to the
$150,000.
Future here?
Yeah, it should. Yeah, right there. The Air Mags. 3rd one down. Yeah, motherfucker, look at that price point. So, and that's a shoe that they literally just like made up in Back to the Future. And then they actually made the shoe, and that's what the fuck you pay for them.
Dude, that looks uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah.
Like that would fuck your soul up. I like the strap on top though. That's kind of cool.
Straps for you.
Oh,
like
really? So it's really like like the movie.
They actually made the fucking shoe, and
see now something
it's
like
super
that.
cool, but no one wears those. You know what I mean? Like
if
you have them, yeah, that's they.
What's going on there? 116 grand.
Yeah, those are the light ups. So there's actually light up. You see the bottom?
Like
those actually like
so
light
they're
up
like
in the movie.
kindergarten shoes.
Yeah.
Like you step and they
that's
light.
that's the shoe from the movie. Is the light up auto lace, like all that shit.
Wow.
$116,000.
116.
And like I said, people that have them, they don't wear them. It's a conversation piece. It's a show piece. Like,
let's check the different sizes.
Let's check the difference. I want to know. See, $1 million.
$1 million for size 7. Okay. Crazy. There's a whole world I had no idea about.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, man. Like, I wasn't like I pretty much got out of shoes for like I don't know, like almost 7 years, and then I started like seeing all these people like posting about dunks and blah blah, and I was like, bro, I used to skate in Nike SBs, and now Nike SBs are like expensive as fuck. I used to literally destroy those shoes, and now they're expensive as shit.
Yeah, that's
like
funny.
Those are the foam runners.
Yeah,
those things are popular as fuck right now.
I don't see the appeal. Maybe if I wore
every
them,
color, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that's what everyone wants right now.
They just look kind of dumb.
I want them.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I suppose I could see you wanting
the
them.
Slides. I don't care about because I don't like wearing slides. But like, I don't ever wear slides. I don't think I've ever owned a pair of slides, honestly. Some people are like, oh man, they're so comfortable. I'm like, I would rather wear Crocs.
Well,
I would rather have the closed-in toe.
I just want something that's quick to throw on.
Yeah, and like Crocs do the same fucking thing.
I don't have to tie my shoes.
Crocs do the exact same thing.
And you can't wear boots with shorts. So
Crocs do the exact same thing. That's the thing with those. Like, you can still wear socks or you can wear no socks, but they have airway. They're light. They don't weigh anything. It's fucking awesome. But like, that's the thing with like those Pures. I think those are the Pures. The RNNR.
Yeah. What's that mean?
Or no, go down. Colorway. A rot. That's what the colorway is. $600 fucking.
Just for the color?
Yeah.
So it's the same.
Because the rest of them go for like $300 or $400.
But
that's the easiest one to match with. So that's the one everyone wants it, and it's just crazy because it's like that shoe when it came out was I think $80 or $100.
But they keep raising it. So no, is that
$600?
So is Yeezy is like a website you can go to and buy them, or are they only available
Adidas,
through third party?
Yeah, like I don't know if you can actually like go on like a Yeezy website and like buy.
Is it a brand? So it's a brand deal with the Adidas, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kanye did a.
I knew that I thought he had his
Adidas.
own shoes. I mean, I guess he does technically
because he had them through Nike and then he went to Adidas, I think. Or vice versa, one or the other.
These are the weirdest, right? The weirdest looking. Wasn't there another really weird pair that was really expensive?
Yeah, I mean, he has like a lot of weird paired shoes, honestly. Just like have you ever seen the Safflowers? Those are pretty weird looking, but I actually like them.
What's this stupid thing?
That's his newer one.
This thing is dumb.
Yeah, so those shoes, it's like a sock. So,
dude,
it's literally like a fucking sock.
Looks like your old rain cloud.
Honestly, I will tell you, that shoe is comfortable as shit.
Yeah?
It's goofy looking, but it's comfortable as fuck.
All right.
It's literally a sock.
I had a sock shoe one time for $12 from Walmart.
Yeah.
Tell me, I mean, I feel like that's going to hurt my feet.
It's super comfortable.
I don't know.
Yeah, like the Safflowers are really weird looking.
Yeah, so.
But they're pretty popular.
Let's go back here. Show me what those look like. Because I know it's just like the weirdest. So these are the slides. They are very normal.
They're super normal, and people want.
They
them.
look like Robert's prison shoes.
Yeah,
like they're just very, very plain.
But those when they came out, I think they were like $80. Those are the Safflowers right there.
Where?
So go down one. That's a Safflower.
This?
No, that's the same style shoe. It's a Yeezy 700. So go down again. Keep going down. down.
these things
And
look
then the
like
wave runners
spaceships.
are also crazy. The wave runners are crazy.
Which one's that?
The wave runner, right there. Yeah,
This one?
yeah.
That seems the most normal about it.
I like those shoes a lot too.
So what's this safflower we're talking about?
Just go
Keep
back
going.
up to the search bar and click in there. Just type in SAFF and it'll pop up. Yeah, right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
It looks like it's got a little mouth on it. Looks like an alien.
Yeah,
You know, what's
it's a weird looking shoe,
Yeah.
but they're popular.
Now, are they as versatile? Oh, yeah, there is quite a few different
Yeah.
varieties. I'd say that's the main thing if I was a shoe manufacturer. It's just the not,
Like,
know,
look-
having
Look
something.
at how this works, man. Like when they first came out, boom, they went up, and then they just fucking tanked, and then they kind of went back
Is
up
that
a little
pretty
bit.
standard? Like if you
Yeah,
were to
dude,
hang
like,
on past the
that-
swell?
That's the cool thing about StockX is like it shows you all like the sales price history on every shoe. So it's like then all of a sudden this shoe went from being like a piece of shit to boom, out of nowhere.
Right, and I guess it
So
shows you the
like,
volatility.
Look how,
and-
look how fucking high that shoe is now. Like all the way up there. It's higher than it's ever been before. It's like, and the thing with like the slides, the foam runner, stuff like that, the reason why so many people want them is because it's summer or it's about to be summer. So it's an easy shoe to wear. You can wear them to the fucking lake. You can wear them to the river. You can't fuck them up. They're rubber.
right.
So it's like, that's what people are looking for instead of like getting Crocs, because Yeezys are the higher class Croc if you really look at it that way.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what people want. You literally cannot fuck those shoes up. I've destroyed my Crocs now, but it's taken 3 years. I
Well,
went
just a
hiking in
solid
my
chunk
Crocs
of
before.
Rubber. I mean, you
Yeah.
really can't. All right. Well, we're over an hour, almost an hour and a half talking shoes.
Yeah.
So I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
I bet.
Yeah. All right. We'll do another one Sunday. You guys get 2 this week. So.
Ooh, Sunday. No, you won't.
Oh, you got to work?
No, I told you I had to do that private chef dinner.
Oh, you did. It's right. Okay.
We'll
figure something out.
Monday,
Monday.
maybe.
Yeah, it would have to be. No, I can't do Monday. I don't think
Yeah.
because I got to go back to Wichita.
Like I said, we'll have to do a virtual one anyways.
We can do. Yeah, we can do
They're
that
gonna
once.
be out of town
Once
for
I
a
get into a
couple weeks.
hotel, I have Wi-Fi. It won't be that big a deal.
Yeah.
So.
We'll figure it out.
All right. Bye,
All right,
everybody.
people. See you.